90-minute long, uncensored documentary on the Chernobyl disaster.
Oh, wow.
And after I was done watching that, I was like, how could you have... You can't even have a nuclear power plant.
So they sold you. They sold you.
So you're saying it might have been propaganda?
It might have been. I know it was.
Okay.
Nuclear... France, the country of France is powered. 75% of all their power is nuclear power.
So really it boils down to, as long as you don't go down and have the accidental Chernobyl.
75% of all of France's power is nuclear. When was the last time you ever heard of France having an issue?
Did you know? Okay.
The answer's no.
Well, and there's a lot of other countries that have a nuclear power plant, and there's a lot of countries that have a lot of nuclear power plants. But really, 3 Mile Island, they had one little minor disaster in Great Britain, one. And then there was Chernobyl. Those three.
That's it. And we're all cleaned up from that.
Well, Chernobyl's still uninhabitable for the next 800 years, according to Gorbachev, but I don't know.
Well, they have little Geiger counters in their kitchens?
No. That's 100 miles away from Chernobyl.
So you saw that part of the documentary?
Yes.
They all have those little things in their kitchens.
Right, because anytime you ingest food, you do not want to ingest anything that's radioactive.
Right.
That's very, 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 very important. However, what's really bad is if you eat an apple, that apple could have been grown in soil that has radioactive material. The radioactive material is now inside the apple. You can't even eat that. But anyway, so inside the 30-mile radius of Chernobyl, you cannot be in there for more than like a couple days. And if you're near the actual reactor, you got about a day or less.
All right. Well, don't go there then.
All right. But what if, like... So you're saying that the disasters are so few and far between, and they're going to happen less and less because as we move into the future, we'll be able to figure out how to make it safer and safer. So we're okay. I mean, I'm on board with that.
I'm green-lighting this thing.
The big disaster in Great Britain was in the 40s, late 40s, like right before the 50s.
Okay, when was the last time they had a disaster?
Well, I don't know how many they have since then. I don't know how many they have. I know France has got a lot. You know, during the Chernobyl thing, they got a huge, gigantic cloud of radioactive waste that dumped onto them.
Right.
They said, didn't touch us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but why would they say that? Because they have a bunch of nuclear reactors.
Right. No, right.
They didn't want to cause fear and panic among everybody, so they pretty much told everybody, nope, that cloud that they said went over us didn't touch us. But anyway. So, no, you want to hear... So, executive orders. You want to hear this article very briefly?
Sure.
So, here's the name of the article. This is the title. Obama's executive actions could open door for successors.
Okay.
Well, actually, the original headline was, they changed this. It used to say, Obama's executive actions could open a door for President Trump. That's what the actual...
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, ooh, what's this?
Hold on. Before you go any further. Hold on. Stop. Before you go any further. I'm looking at all the nuclear disasters that have been caused that are listed on Wikipedia, and there's a lot of them. And there's a list that says fatalities.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, Fukushima...
Oh, I forgot about the Japanese one.
Tokamaror.
What is that?
And Mahama. I don't know. They're all in Japan. 3 of them in Japan.
They had 3 disasters in Japan?
02, 99.
Wow, they got a major problem.
And 93. Okay. Out of all these disasters, I mean, there's tens and tens and tens, and they list every single... There's 0 fatalities except for Japan, where there's a grand total of 8.
Wow. So 8 people died as a direct result of the meltdown in Fukushima.
Right.
Tens of thousands died in Chernobyl.
Well, they're not even listing that.
Right, because the Soviet Union lied, and now the global
and people
warming...
died.
People died, but they didn't
lied
die.
And people died.
Oh, they did die because they lied.
Oh!
Did you know that there was the amount of radiation in the air was hundreds of times more than the lethal limit for days before they even evacuated the schools. There were children playing in the street.
Oh!
And the dust that was shooting out of Chernobyl was landing everywhere.
They're like, hey, how come everything's glowing? This is fun.
Like literally things were glowing. But anyway, all right, getting back to this. Obama's executive actions could open the door for President Trump. Here goes. While the White House has condemned Donald Trump's call for a ban on Muslim immigrants as disqualifying and toxic, President Obama may have only himself to blame if a President Trump ever succeeds in putting his plan or some version of it into action. By the way, call for ban on Muslim immigrants. Okay, in his effort to work around Congress, Obama has made the aggressive use of executive power, particularly on immigration, an increasingly effective and politically accepted presidential tool. So as Obama's doing this, people are like, "Oh, well, that's just what the president does."
He's been doing that before, right? They're also got a gun bill that he had some people put together and said, "Send it to me ASAP for extensive background checks on guns, so nobody will be able to get a gun."
And
I'll sign it.
Executive order.
I said I'll sign it.
Okay.
Send it to me and I'll
sign it. While
it.
legal scholars are divided on whether Obama has accelerated or merely continued a drift of power towards the executive branch, there's little debate that he's paved a path for his successor. Depending on who that is, many Obama backers could rue the day they cheered his pen and phone campaign to get past Republican opposition in Congress, which, by the way,
I got chills.
If Republicans in Congress really wanted to stop him on any of this, they could have. They just refused to do it because they were afraid of the race card. But anyway,
they're still afraid of it.
Yeah. The unilateral steps he took to raise environmental standards. By the way, he didn't raise environmental standards. He just empowered the EPA to oppress the freedom of individuals.
Impose more regulations.
Tighten gun control measures and ease the threat of deportation from. He didn't ease the threat of deportation. He
removed it.
He made it so that illegals could pour over the border. There's a difference between easing the threat of deportation of immigrants in America and allowing people to pour over like a tsunami during your reign. Anyway, unfortunately, I think the bill would come due for many Democrats, said Jonathan Turley, a George Washington University law professor. So basically, he's saying that all this executive order stuff is going to be a problem when Trump gets in there and he starts doing his executive orders.
Well, who's going to stop him?
Well, they will. Here's the thing. Republicans refuse to stop him. Democrats are going to have it's not going to be the same. Democrats in Congress are going to actually do the things that Republicans are scared to do to stop President Trump.
Right.
Or now President Cruz, that might be a little different because he was a lawmaker himself, or is right now, but will be. He will have been.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. Wow.
He loved my subject-verb disagreement there.
Correct.
Okay, so anyway. So, that's in Yahoo News.
Hilary now blames fog of war for lying.
What?
Her misinforming Benghazi.
I was so fogged up by all this war. I lied and I didn't realize it.
She said, "Oh, Lord, Stephanopoulos confronts Hilary on Benghazi."
Trump calls Cruz a bit of a maniac.
Okay. So here's...
They point to emails that you sent the night of the attack, one to your daughter, Chelsea Clinton, saying, I'm going to have to put my glasses on here to actually read this. We were silent. Two of our officers were killed in Benghazi by an al-Qaeda-like group. Another one to the Egyptian prime minister. We know that the attack in Libya had nothing to do with the film. It was a planned attack.
Look at her face.
Not a protest. But the family members, as you know, say you
it's
told
that
them
fake
it was
smile,
by the filmmaker,
like
you'd go after the filmmaker. Here's what they said.
She lied. She absolutely lied.
Wow.
Her daughter
It looks, they got her juxtaposition.
Differently, that it was not the video. It was something else. Now, if her daughter could be told, why can't I?
Either she was lying to the Prime Minister or she was lying to me and to the American public.
Did you tell them it was out the film, and what's your response?
No. You know, I understand the continuing grief at the loss that parents experienced with the loss of these 4 brave Americans. And I did testify, as you know, for 11 hours. And I answered all of these questions. Now, I can't help it that people think there has to be something else there. I said very clearly, there had been a terrorist group that had taken responsibility on Facebook between the time that...
No, she never said that.
When I talked to my daughter, that was the latest information. We were giving it credibility. And then we learned the next day it wasn't true. In fact, they retracted it. This was a fast-moving series of events in the fog of war.
And the fog of war!
How about more generally? Do you think there's something you can do to get a majority of Americans to believe you're trustworthy?
No!
Well, obviously I don't like hearing that, George, but I think people who have worked with me, people who voted for me twice in New York, people who I've had a very long relationship with and working on their behalf are going to know what I do.
Who is
when
that?
I say I will do it, I will move everything I can to get it done. And I believe the American people are looking for somebody who is a fighter, who will stand up there, just as I did, tell you what I will do, tell you I will do everything to make it happen. And I think my values have been consistent over the years, and the results that I've gotten are ones that I'm going to take to the American public.
Immigration going to be a big issue in this campaign. In the past, you've said that undocumented immigrants would not be covered.
That's it. She invoked the fog of war.
Before that, though, did you hear what she said?
She was blaming the people. I can't help how they feel.
She was saying that to believe in the fact that she said that it was a video when it was a lie is a conspiracy theory, and she can't help that people believe that stuff.
Right.
We know that that's what she said because that's what she said.
Right.
We have untold amount of video of her administration, Obama administration, all those people saying that it was this guy's video that caused it all.
Who lives under a rock that does not know that that's what she said?
Right. I mean, and they stuck to it. And then Susan Rice pretty much quadrupled down on it by coming out.
Sunday night the Sunday shows, all
the talk shows.
Yeah,
they did the Sunday talk show rounds condemning this video. And now you just heard right there on that soundbite that Clinton is saying that anybody who believes that stuff, that we lied to you about this stuff, that we even said it at all, is just a bunch of conspiracy nuts. And we're okay with that because we know how you're just grieving. We know that you lying about these fake conspiracy theories, that we blamed it on a video, is all just because you're grieving. And we understand that. That's what she said!
Wow!
I mean...
And if that's not... Dude, I think she might be Satan reincarnated.
She is I'll tell you what Satan is like. You know what? I'm not even going to punish you. I'm going to promote you.
I'm going to give you a raise.
I mean, somebody's got to vote for her. She's going to get one vote.
So you're saying the devil's going to vote for her?
Well, Hitler voted for somebody. I mean, what isn't that
right?
I mean, I thought he was dead, but he voted for Obama in some of precincts in Pennsylvania.
And they got 100. He got 100% of the vote of 100% of all the people.
Well, I mean, Hitler was behind it, so you know that they were all scared to vote for.
So there are bayonets being used,
or was it Billy Club? That Panther, that Black Panther had?
Oh yeah, he had a Billy Club, all right.
How is he not in prison?
Violation of voter law.
Violation.
All right, folks, what the fastest 3 hours on Sunday will blow your mind. All the information, all the details. Follow us on SmithRadio.com, iHeart.SmithRadio.com.
Within got it up pretty loud.
with unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.